Hello, it's Film Frenzy, and today I'll be reviewing the newest DC Extended Universe film, Justice League. So, let's get started with my first category, acting and character development. So, for acting and character development for Justice League, I'll be giving the film a 3.5 out of 5. So, I have my favorite Justice Leaguers shirt on right now, my Batman Starry Night shirt, and I really actually do like what they do with Ben Affleck's Batman. He's actually my favorite Batman of any film, and I feel like they just have this good, he's like aging, and he has this him and Wonder Woman are definitely the two best characters because they have this some really great conversations and stuff, and really good chemistry about like Wonder Woman coming into the light and stuff, and it's I feel like that was probably like the main theme of the movie, and that it was really because of those two characters. I mean, they do some good job with like Cyborg. I thought like his powers and stuff and his whole look. They did a good job with that. Um, and then Aquaman and Flash were pretty funny. Also, they're pretty cool. But the thing is, I feel like it's an ensemble movie, so they really don't have enough time to focus on that many characters. So that's why we'll see more of how they develop in their solo movies, like with Flash and Aquaman. So that's why I can't give it any higher than a 3.5 out of 5. And then the characters, they developed a little bit. Like Flash, honestly, I guess maybe you could say he got a little braver in battle, but he didn't really change. Wonder Woman did change. She was the main person I felt like they're focusing on. Superman, they did actually did a pretty good job with him this time, which I was happy about. They made him more funny and likable, which is good. So there's a lot of positives in the acting and character development category, but then there's also some negatives. Just also the chemistry sometimes wasn't really perfect and stuff, and just lots of the jokes they delivered just did not fit. I don't know if it's the acting or not, but I can't really give it in the fours range for this category because of that. Up next, I'll be rating Justice League for direction and visuals. So, for direction and visuals, it's another mixed bag, and another 3.5 out of 5. So, there's some really awesome fight scenes, and some really nice, just aesthetically, just style to the fights. Like, Batman v Superman, I really love that poster and that image. There was some of those just really cool images like that. I thought they did a good job with the Flash, how he's encapsulated in that blue lightning thing while he's running. It was really cool, and some of the scenes with the Flash were really nice. They kind of remind me of that Quicksilver X-Men vibe. And Aquaman had certain ones in the final battle when him and Cyborg are flying, Cyborg's flying Aquaman, and Aquaman just stabs all these parademons with his pitchfork. That was insanely awesome to see. So there's some really cool action there. But then there's also some good direction. I feel like they had this cool just directorial vibe. It was a little bit artistic sometimes. I was really surprised, but it was very good on that aspect. But then visually speaking, it was again a little bit too bleak. There were some nice lighter images when Clark Kent is by his farm, and he's in the field. But then there was also some just disgustingly settings for the final battle. It was by Chernobyl and it was in this red area. Ugh, it was just awful to look at, and just redness. That's the DC franchise is just too bland and dark visuals. They really need to lighten them up, and that really weighs it down in this category. My final category are the story elements: plot, pacing, script, and theme. So this category is again a mixed bag, but a little lower, a 2.5 out of 5. So I'll start with the positives. I thought the pacing maybe it faltered a little bit and got a little slow sometimes, but it was pretty solid and pretty consistent, surprisingly. Then theme wise, it was kind of about how Wonder Woman was going to the limelight, and becoming more of a hero, and it was just a really nice theme about just hope and stuff, and how what these heroes stand for, and hope and inspiring people. So I thought it was very true to the comics, and just a very a lighter note for the DC when talking about themes. So I really love that part of the film. But then there's some just terrible stuff. The plot and the script both have their really stupid moments. There's a line that Lois Lane says to Clark. She's like, "You smell good," and he's like, "Oh, I didn't smell good before," and what? Why would they ever include that? Whose idea was that? I'm just gonna say that right now. There was just so many just dumb things that happened. Spoiler alert. I'll put my hands down when the spoiler's over. Okay, so this spoiler is that during Clark's resurrection scene, it's just some really wow, I don't know, it was just weird and just dumb in the first place that it was happening like that. Like they just did some really stupid other things with the battle. Like Steppenwolf was really just a poor villain, and he was meaningless. He was just like there to conquer Earth. There was no real purpose for him, and the finale was just so stereotypical of a superhero finale. Of course, they were gonna kill him and win the battle. Okay, so now I got that down with some of the spoilers of the dumb plot points. There's also some other dumb script stuff where they're just so staged or trying to sound like heroes, but it just comes off kind of like cliche and cheesy. And then also, like, you could tell that was a little bit like a mess because like Joss Whedon came in after Zack Snyder, so there's this little like mix of directorial styles going. So it just like didn't work out perfectly. So that leads me to my overall score, which is a 3 out of 5. So that's a thumbs up from me. Justice League's not getting good reviews, but I think it's a little underrated from the critics. I thought it was a very good crowd pleaser and very fun to watch, although sometimes it would just be a little bit too cringy with the dialogue and plot. But overall, this is a really good big step forward for the DCEU ensemble movies. I mean, Wonder Woman was great, but I never thought this was going to be as good as that. And so, like, this is so much better than Batman v Superman Suicide Squad, so I'm hoping that DC just continues this upward climb in their ensemble movies because there's some really good seeds for them to just, like, continue to grow in the future. So, thank you for watching. Comment down below your opinions on Justice League. Like and subscribe for more movie content, and stay tuned for more reviews and rankings coming soon from Film Frenzy. See ya!